Good evening, everyone. This is Anthony, Wall Street Trader, 6:56 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday, July 27, 2021. Just wanted to point out my favorite slide. This is not financial advice. The video is intended for educational purposes only. Click that subscribe and the bell button below. That's to my YouTube channel, as well as make sure you click that like so we get up in the ratings. Now, on the intraday updates, if you want to see what's going on Twitter, I tweet a lot, especially around Bitcoin. Click on that link. It's in the description below. Let's move forward into the RLCUSD dollar pair. It's been a couple of weeks since we put this video out. I'll probably get back into doing these weekly. I think a couple of things that are happening with the RLC pair. Now, number one, I've had to redraw this line. This is clearly a new support line that we're looking at here. And there's no two ways about it. I don't know how we're going to get out of this. A little worried we come back down again. Now, a couple of things with the RLC US dollar pair. Number one, it is driven by RLC Bitcoin and Bitcoin itself. So we're going to go into that in a second. But the second thing I want to just highlight here is, over the last couple of weeks, particularly last week, I mean, you take a look at this. We were down to $2.06. Now, some of you may have fled and walked away. Now, I've stayed in it, and trust me, if I was going to sell it, I would tell you about it, and I would tweet it out. For sure, I would tweet it out. But unfortunately, fortunately for me, I was able to hold on to it and weather it out. I didn't have an exit strategy on this, and I didn't want to because I'm a long-term holder. Some of you aren't. I get it. Some of us just can't be patient enough. Everyone's got different tolerances. So where we're at right now is we're at 267. I'm still in it for the long term. If you look at the overall period of time that this thing's went through, we've had multiple cycles where this thing does V-shape and U-shaped and you know what shape. All these different, they all kind of curl. They all curl back up. Every line that drops curls back up. So I would never be selling here. I'd wait for this thing to curl back up. Now, let's just take a look at RLC Bitcoin, because I think one thing that I've noticed here is I've had to extend this out. Originally, the line was drawn quite steeper, but then we just kind of like meandered along. And we were consolidating nicely, and we enjoyed it. It was actually interesting. And then we made a shot right to the line, and then, puttered out and kind of came back. Now here's what I'm gonna say about this, is that I think what's gonna happen is, we could see some downside here down to the 6,200 range, just given what's going on back here on a relative resistance. So this could be now support back here. So support up here, I should say. So 6,200, it's a 10% drop potentially. And if Bitcoin stays where it is, a 10% drop will take RLC US dollar down 10%. So what's 10% from 267? Well, it's about $2.40. That's where we would be. So it's actually not a bad trade. So I'm staying in it, obviously, for obvious reasons beyond the fact that I am long-term. But I also think that even in the intermediate short-term, I think this thing turns around as well. Now, looking at Bitcoin, I'm just going to zoom out for a second. And it's not that I haven't said it before, but we have talked about this resistance line, the resistance line in Bitcoin that had started back in June of 2021, mid part of June. And yeah, it's only a month, but guess what? A month in crypto land is like 9 lives on a cat. This thing a month can change everything. That's how fast this market moves. So buckle up on this one. Now, understand that once we passed through that line, we knew for sure we were just going to go straight up. And that's exactly what we did. Bam, right up there. 40,000 and change, in fact. Right now, we're hovering around 39,000 and change. Fairly volatile over the last 24 hours as well, I might add. Now, a couple of things here to note. I think that we might be range bound. I'm not sure, but it feels like we might be in this chop. But if we get past 40, 41, 42, that might be a good settle zone for us to figure out what we want to do next. And at that point, we take another look at it. Right now, if I drill into this here, it looks like we have this short-term support line, which has been going on now for a couple of days. A couple of days since we blasted off. We blasted off when we were 34, right up there, and now we're on the support line. So we'll have to see. If it goes below the support line, then guess what? I think it's game over, meaning short-term game over. Not concerned about that one bit because I know we're going to waffle between 38 and 30. So that's okay. Now let's just take a look at something else I'm observing, which is the Bitcoin dominance pair. The Bitcoin dominance pair, which actually has just gone stronger since I started the video, is actually starting to break this short-term triangle. So we're definitely looking like, we could be hitting 50 in short order. And by the way, 50 is exactly the number that I want to see. Over 50 on Bitcoin is actually good for the altcoin market overall. It's more important that Bitcoin gets itself straight. Bitcoin dominance over 50 means Bitcoin, US dollar, and Bitcoin, every other currency for that matter, will go up. It may mean some setback for the altcoin in the near term, but rest assured, as with every other Bitcoin rally, once Bitcoin levels off and consolidates, you know what happens. Fill in the blanks. These are my Mad Libs. Go nuts. That means altcoins will go up. Very simply put. Now, that's my view. There's no saying that past history is the same as future predictions. But, I've seen it time and time again to know where to place my chips. So here we are right now, and we're starting to see we're 48.58. A couple of weeks ago, we were 46 and change. We were down here. So pretty significant step for Bitcoin. Anyway, a couple of things about RLC, and I'm going to cut it short here. iExec v6 is out. Apparently, they came out with this pretty quickly. It's obviously one of the big releases. And then they have the iExec Oral Factory product, which will be released later on this year. They're kind of restating a lot of the stuff that they've got. I guess slightly more better performance. Just restating the basics of what iExec is around trusted execution environment, using and leveraging the Intel chips for confidentiality, etc., etc. You can go on this. I'm gonna copy and paste that on the bottom of the video in the description. So if you want to go and read up on it, there's plenty in there for you techies. But I don't see anything dramatic with this particular milestone relative to what's coming out with the Oracle Factory. But anyway, I'm out. Take care. Bye.